Peace and blessings. My name is Cinnamon, and I am the creator of tarot cards, and I'm also the creator of crystal clarity. You will see crystal clarity in a moment when I do your reading. And this reading is a horoscope reading for Scorpio, and it's for the weeks of October the 28th going through November the 12th. This is for the waning phase. On October the 28th, we have a full moon in Taurus, which is also going to be a lunar eclipse. I would like to share with you some of the things to do and not to do during the waning phase, because a lot of us don't know. And when you don't know, a lot of times we do things that's going against the current of the universe. So if you know what to do during this phase, it'll help you to go further and complete your goals quicker without less stress. So there's certain things that are very beneficial to do during a waning phase. Those things are to declutter your life. And in decluttering your life, you start with self and at home. At home, go through your home, get rid of stuff that is no longer serving you, things that are sitting there collecting dust, things that you haven't touched in years and it's still sitting there. And as you clear it out, you are making way for new things to come into your life. We all want new things coming in our life, so hey, this is the best time to do that. So another thing to do during the waning phase, it is a great time, especially right after the full moon. If you are making like your own herbal medicines, herbal teas, this is the best time to do it because they're stronger when you prepare them after the full moon. So let's see, another thing, for those who go crabbing and collecting shellfish, they know that's the best time to go crabbing and collecting shellfish because the meat, there's so much more meat inside these animals at that time. When you get shellfish, crabs after the full moon, you're definitely gonna have a lot more meat. Another thing is, if you have body hair that you would like to not grow so fast, it's best, like for women, it's best to shave your legs and things like that during the waning phase, because during the waning phase, everything grows slower. Your grass, your hair, everything. So if you want to shave and have the hair come back slower, do that during the waning phase. If you want your hair to grow faster, it's best to cut your hair if you're going to cut it during the waxing phase. Things not to do during a waning phase. This is not the time to have any surgeries done, teeth removed, things like that, because you're putting yourself at a higher risk for complications. And also, the body heals at a slower rate during the waning phase. So these are just a few things that I wanted to kind of let you know so that you can stay in flow with the universe during this time. And as we all know, we have this upcoming lunar eclipse on the 28th, and it is in the sign of Taurus. So this is a time to be practical with your goals, be practical with life in general. We all know things get a little crazy during a full moon, and of course when there's a lunar eclipse, it kind of intensifies that energy. So let's make sure we're all prepared and we don't get caught into the current of craziness. We want to stay on the creative forces of this beautiful full moon eclipse coming up. So let's get started with your reading. So whenever I do a reading, I like to get things on the table to get the energy. So things that represent Scorpio. Scorpio, this is your tarot card. The Death card is the official card for Scorpios. And I just want to make things clear because everyone hates the Death card. I get that so much. Everyone that, when people talk to me about getting a read, they're like, I just don't want to get the Death card. And it is very important for people to know that the Death card literally is all about transformation. The Death card means the ending of something and the beginning of something else. It's endings. And so, sometimes that card may mean you might need to quit your job, find a better job. It might mean the end of a relationship. It could be, hey, your car may be breaking down. Something, anything other than, hey, you're gonna die. That is not what this card is about. So when you see the Death card, I know it looks scary, the word is scary, but it's really all about transformation, ending, something ending, a chapter of your book of life. That chapter is closing and it's time to begin something new. So I have 3 different Death cards here. This one is from the Dragon Tarot. This is from Osho Zen. And this is from Tarot Cards. So, and then I also have crystals, which is red jasper. Red jasper is a very good stone for Scorpios and Aries. And over here we have amethyst, 2 very great stones for Scorpios. Now I will cleanse the crystals in the Scorpio incense and get that good old Scorpio energy all over these crystals so that we can get a great reading for you for this upcoming waning phase. Crystal clarity is a divination system that I created using crystals, and it is in the form of casting lots. Casting lots is it's spoken of in the Bible, and many cultures do it. Some people, may drop bones. Some people use dice. These are all forms of casting lots. I decided, especially since so many of us love crystals, I decided to do this with crystals. And I have been doing readings with crystal clarity for over 16 years now for people all across the world, and I absolutely love this system. I want to get this available for all to have as soon as possible, and in a minute you will understand why. Get this all cleansed and ready to go. All right. So here we go. This reading is for Scorpios for this upcoming waning phase, which begins October the 28th and it goes through to November the 12th. All right. Here we go. Scorpios. This is your reading. Let the stones fall where they may. Here we go. Okay. This is crystal clarity. Crystal clarity, casting lots. All right, so Scorpio, we're going to start right here. This is your sex life. And actually, you see there's 2 stones here. And right here, this is your shadow self, which also has 2 stones in it. So we're going to start with your sex life. Here you have the stone. This is petrified wood. And petrified wood is a stone that represents legal contracts, any kind of contracts, like if you're signing a lease or if you're signing, turning an application, now you're signing that, hey, you've got the job and you're doing all the paperwork, or any kind of legal paperwork, anything having to do with anything that is, I would say, binding, legal, all of that stuff. So anything like that. This, I don't know what you might have in your going on in your life, but for everyone it's different. This stone is having a positive effect on your sex life and your shadow self. As you can see, it has landed right here and it's kind of bridging the gap between these two. Whenever a stone lands in the circle, it's positive. If it lands, like see right here, this is in only color, none of the white part, so this is a negative placement. But this right here is a positive placement. And so whatever kind of contracts or legal things that you have going on is actually going to have a positive effect on your sex life and on your shadow self. And how that works is kind of like chi. When you think about chi and you think about energy flowing in your body, if it gets blocked up in one area, it can block up another area. But if it's flowing in one area, it can cause flowing in another area, which is very good. So right here it's causing positive energy, both in your sex life and in your shadow self. Very good. So whatever you have going on, it looks like it's bringing some really good energy, so nothing to worry about. And the fact that it is having a positive effect on two aspects of your life is really great. Here we have Dream Amethyst. Dream Amethyst represents your spirituality. And when it lands negative, it means that you are not tapping into your spiritual side as much as you should. And so it is having a negative effect. This is having a negative effect on your sex life, even though this is having a positive effect. Interesting. So you can have even a double positive effect if you start tuning into your spiritual side more, doing more meditation, more prayer. Because right now, this area of your life is suffering, and it's also affecting your physical health. Not good. So when we're being spiritual and we're tapping into the divine, we get answers. We get answers quickly, and we are less stressed, because when you tap into the divine, it really helps. It helps to relieve you of stress. It gives you answers on how to better take care of yourself, on how to get answers on certain situations that's going on in your life. You get clarity. You get an overall sense of well-being the more you tap into the divine. And right now it's saying, Scorpio, come on, you need to get back. You need to get back to your spiritual self. You need to get back into meditating, praying. You need to do whatever it is that you need to do to get back to the divine, to connect with the divine more often. And that will clear up any issues that you're having, like, to put you on the right path to having better health. And better health, a lot of times, we even sleep better when we're being spiritual. And so if you're not sleeping well, you're not, you may be irritable, you may be cranky, not making sure you're even drinking enough water, you may be not exercising now. Tapping back into the divine will help with all of that. And so this is very important. And like I said, when you clear this up, you will get a double dose of good energy into your sex life. Right now, you've got one that's helping, one that's hurting. You don't want that. We all want positive, just positive energy flowing. And whenever we speak about sex life, you must know that your sex life is whatever your sex life is. If you are active, then that's your sex life. If you are abstinent, then that's your sex life. Your sex life is your sex life. So, when I say that, don't say, well, I'm not sexually active right now. That's still your sex life. So we want all energies to be flowing positive in every aspect of our life. And so this right here, we need to get this corrected. This thing right here, when it comes to your spiritual life, you've got to get that corrected. It's very important. It's more like this. So let's work on that. Here we have iron pyrite. Iron pyrite. When you see iron pyrite, it represents that whatever you've been thinking, it's usually in reality the exact opposite. This is the story of like when people went west to go find gold and they ended up with iron pyrite. They got the exact opposite of what they wanted. So, iron pyrite has landed where it is negatively affecting close friends and relatives and your shadow self. So, there are some underlying things going on that you may not be completely aware of when it comes to close friends and relatives. You may be thinking everything is cool, everything's great, but there's something that's not. Something that the other person is aware of that you might be oblivious to. So this is something that you need to sit down and talk, close friends and relatives, talk with them, find out, did you do something that may have upset someone and they're not talking about it? They're just kind of like, like kind of boiling on the inside, or they're kind of like, they might not be boiling, but they could be just irritated because you did something and they're not talking about it. They're not, sharing with you because they're like, how could you just ignore what you just did? Or, they're wondering why you're not aware. Maybe you were just, I don't know, you could have been having a bad day and you may have said something that hurt someone's feelings, and you need to go and correct that. But if you don't even know and they're not even showing any signs of being irritated, I know it's difficult. How do you correct that? Well, now it's time to sit and think. Time to meditate. Think about something that you may have done or said to someone and pay attention. Like, notice if anybody's like being short with you, or like maybe not returning calls or something. This is time to pay attention because something's going on and you may not be fully aware of it. Maybe you have a thought, but maybe you thought, oh, that didn't bother them. Well, they did. So, also, when it's negatively affecting your shadow self, that means that when it comes to like you're kind of like at odds with yourself, and you may be like pushing it off because a lot of times we don't want to sit and think about, negative things when it comes to ourselves. But your shadow self is saying, hey, there's something that we need to correct here. It's time to start doing some shadow work. Start doing some healing process. And in the healing process, yeah, sometimes painful things come up. Sometimes uncomfortable things come up. But that's so necessary. These things must be dealt with in order for us to grow and move forward. So, it's time to sit and do some shadow work. Deal with the traumas of the past. Talk about them. You don't have to talk about them to everybody. There's probably a specific person you need to talk about. If you have a mate, they're probably the first person that you should go and talk to, because they can, give you a different view. And they might be able to say, hey, you need to talk to that person. And when you talk to them, if you say it like this, you can get a lot of insight. If you do not have a mate, then you need to find the next closest person to you, your mother, your best friend. It's time to open up to someone and heal. It is very important, because the more we hold on to traumas and we just keep pushing them down, trying to ignore, and we don't want to talk about it, it's like an infection inside of you that just grows. Infections grow, and they can only be healed when they're, light is shined on them, or you're given the right medicine to kill that infection. But if you just keep ignoring it and pushing it down, I'm sorry, it just grows and it festers and it comes out all crazy later. Like passive aggressive people. Passive aggressive people, they hold stuff in, and then one day when they explode, everybody's like, well, where the heck did all that come from? And it's like it comes from years and years of pain being suppressed. It just explodes like a volcano one day. We don't want that. It's time for some healing. And with all this energy going on with these solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, all these planets going back direct, it's like the universe is calling for us all to go through transformation, which is funny because that's your tarot card. It's time for transformation. It's like, when a volcano erupts, That's a major transformation. The lava comes out, burns all the grass and burns all the trees and everything, but then what grows back from it is it's more beautiful because of the nutrients it just got from that volcanic ash and lava and everything. It's incredible. It's time. It's time to heal and it's time to grow and transform. Here we have blue aventurine, and blue aventurine represents communication. And your communication has landed negatively affecting your rituals and your insight. So, what that means is it's time to be very aware of the word, of your words, what you're putting out in the universe using your words. And when it's time to talk, knowing what to say and when to say it is very important, because anytime you have stones that are affecting more than one aspect, it's like these are, and you have one, two, actually, every stone that I showed so far is affecting two aspects. So interesting, Scorpio, you do have a lot of transformation energy because your stones are affecting more than one aspect of your life. So communication, now it is really time to be conscious of your words, what you're putting out in the universe, because like when it comes to your rituals are anything that you do regularly, whether you're going to the gym every Wednesday or whether you're getting up and meditating and praying every morning. This is being affected by your words, the thoughts, and how because before stuff comes out of your mouth, you've already thought it in your head. So think about it. Ponder what you're saying. Are you saying, well, I don't have time to do this? That's negative right there. I don't have time to pray. I don't have time to, because you're manifesting it when you say you don't have time or I can't. So think about those words, because your rituals are so important for life, because the more order you have, the more you kind of like push chaos out of your life. So don't ever tell yourself you don't have time to do something. Yes, you do. Even if you get up half an hour earlier, you can make time to sit with spirit, to sit in meditation. You can make time. If you have time to sit and play a video game, you have time to meditate. If you have time to sit and talk on the phone and, have idle speech and just talk on the phone for hours, you have time to meditate. It's time to make prayer, meditation, and this stone right here was talking about your connection to the divine. It is time to make that happen. You need structure, you need order in your life, and you need it now. This stone, communication, is also affecting your insight. So, communication is it's kind of monumental, because you're communicating with other people. And a lot of times during communication, you can have a conversation with someone and it can completely change your mood. So this is basically telling you, in conversations, keep your conversations positive. If someone's calling you and they're gossiping, cut the conversation short, change the subject. Don't indulge in negative speech. It's not the time for that. We are in the time of year where the veil is thinning, and the veil between the living and the dead is, it's becoming thin. And here comes Halloween, and this is like that because this is a time where we can connect with ancestors easier. Connecting with the divine is easier. But if you are indulging in negative speech and taking all this negativity in, or if you're the one putting it out, that is going to corrupt your insight. Insight is so important to being able to see ahead of time, like when you're making decisions and you need to see a couple steps ahead so that you can make the right decision. That can be corrupted, and right now it's saying it can be corrupted from the communication. Communication, like I said, is very important. Like they say, hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Think about your words. It is very important to do that at this time. It's important to do it all the time, but right now when it comes up in a reading, It's really like saying, hey, you need to pay attention to this. We need more positive speech. Over here, we have rose quartz, and this stone represents your significant other. And this stone is it's not here yet, it's coming in. I love when stones are not here and it's like you're getting a forewarning, like, hey, pay attention to this, especially because this is coming in negatively. So that means that significant other is coming in is going to have a negative effect on your dependents, your children, your pets, whoever your dependents are, whether you're in a relationship or not. If you're not in a relationship, then that could be having an effect, coming in, having a negative effect on your dependents soon. Or if you are in a relationship, this energy is coming in negative. So when things are not here yet, you have time to correct it. It's like forewarned. You are being forewarned about this energy so you can get it straight so that you don't have to experience this. So whatever's going on in your relationship, your significant other, maybe there's things that they're going through, maybe stress or whatever, but this is a time to get this cleared up before this comes in this angle. You can sit down and talk with them, have conversation with them, find out what's going on, because we don't need any negative energy, especially things affecting children, pets, the little ones that we love. So think about this. Think about what is like, pay attention to your significant other. See what's going on. See what you can see this ahead of time. I mean, it could be from their job. It could be, maybe they have some dependencies that are starting to affect their behavior. Anything. Just watch, pay attention so that you can help them so that this can be corrected. So that is all the stones that I have for you today, Scorpio. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading. And if so, I would love if you would please like, subscribe, share. It would really be helpful so that I can get these messages out to more people, because we all need direction. We need direction in life. And when you get a reading that tells you, hey, this is some energy that's upcoming, you can prepare. And I want to help everyone to be prepared ahead of time. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a blessed week, and I will see you on the next video. Peace and prosperity.